Welcome back to Talent 2303 Crypto Trading, where we take crypto trading strategies found on YouTube or submitted by you and try to automate them with Tradelab.ai. After the video, I will share the strategies on Tradelab's community browser so you too can try and tweak it and make it work the way you would like it to. I'm trading these strategies on a live account, so you will be able to see in Tradelab if the strategy is making or losing money and if it lives up to its backtesting claims. If you enjoy my content and would like to watch future videos, please hit subscribe. Remember to share in the comments any strategies you would like to see made into a bot on this channel. If you would like to sign up for Tradelab, please use my affiliate link below. And if you would like to donate to my time, there is a Patreon link below too. Thanks for watching, and let's be successful together. Today, I am going to take you through the full setup of a bot from beginning to finish. Today, I picked this video from TradeIQ. He calls it the best 1-minute scalping strategy. In his backtesting, it had an 82% win rate. We'll see. I have yet to find one that's actually that accurate, but what we can do is put it together here, and then you guys can try to tweak it and make it your own. And I'll share it in the community browser afterwards. I already went through the video just to make this a little bit shorter, and I wrote down the indicators that we're going to use. We're going to do 2 EMAs, the 50 and the 150, the stochastic, and all parameters are going to be 5. And then we're going to be the sessions on chart indicator, and we're going to disable Tokyo. So I will show you those. EMA, I did the 50 yellow, the 150 is white. And in the sessions indicator, I disabled the Tokyo session. Okay, now we're going to figure out how to put this into Tradelab, and we're going to see what else we need. So the rules for a short is the 50 needs to be below the 150. The price needs to pull back into the 150. The stochastic needs to be overbought, so above this line. And when it is overbought, the blue line must cross down on the orange line. For a stop loss, we can either use the close of the last candlestick when it closes below the 50 EMA or the swing high. So we're going to need to be able to keep track of those things also. So I'm going to add 2 more indicators that I like to use for swing high and swing low, and then how to keep track of the price. We'll show you that right now. So we're going to search up here for swing high. So this one right here is the indicator I like to use for my swing high and low. It's by Matsu BitMEX. So we'll add that to the chart. And to keep track of the price at all times, I use price closes right here by Sinshil. So we'll X out of there. Now we need to figure out what alerts we need. Alerts and variables. Let's see. We need an alert. I guess we could do, you know what? We're going to change this a little bit. We're going to delete these 2 EMAs, and we're going to use the 10 and 1. So we have one indicator. Maybe we can use it, make a data alert, and then just make Tradelab do a little bit more work. 10 and 1, different moving averages. So let's go in here, and EMA, we'll set this to 50, make it yellow. We'll set this second MA to EMA, make it 150, and we'll make it white. Okay, now we're going to need a data alert. You know what, we'll just build it. We'll write it down later. So I'm going to go into Tradelab. We're going to build a new strategy. So I'm going to click the plus sign up here. I'm going to click on this to use the new builder. To the plus, we got a new strategy going here. We're going to start with some alerts. Click on the little alerts button over here. So we're going to call this EMA data. So in order to make this work properly, we're going to need to find a constant data point from this EMA. MA1 is on. We're using that as the 50, so we're going to need to use greater than a value of 0. And we could do once per minute or once per bar close. It'll constantly feed that information to Tradelab. I'm not going to create this alert right now. We're going to do that after we set them all up from the strategy builder. I'll explain why in a minute, but this will track the value of both EMAs. I'll show you how. I'm going to put instructions in here for you on. So here I've created a 10 and 1 EMA data alert template before. When you're creating these alerts for yourself, I want you to go in here and make sure that this says that so you get the right webhook. So basically we're going to change these values. Here, I'll just start from scratch. Actually, we're going to save this where we're at. And I'm going to show you something else I like to do too, to keep these strategies separate from other ones. In another video, I showed you in the strategy setup, I create variables to make them unique. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to make a variable called, I'm going to make it alphanumeric. We're going to call it label. We're going to spell it right because I've done that before and it's messed up my strategy when I've spelled it wrong. So label, it's alphanumeric. We're going to make another one. It's alphanumeric called time frame. We're going to come up here in the edit. We're going to click read only on both of these and show and setup. And then we're going to click the check marks to save them. Now, when you do your strategy setup, when you open this template, it will ask you to put in your label, which is gonna be what you want to call this strategy. You make it unique and put the time frame you're in there. Then those things have to match up every time an alert comes into TradeLab. And if you have multiple strategies on a single coin, it won't open trades for the wrong strategy on that coin. So now we're going to go back to our alerts. Looks like I screwed up something in one of my other strategies, so I keep getting an error over here. So we're going to go back into our EMA data alerts. So now we have a field name time frame. We want to make sure this matches the strategy variable time frame. Now that we have it, the variable itself in here, those will be options to choose from here. So those are correct. The other thing we need to figure out when we're on TradingView is you go to the data window and you need to find in the data window is the fourth one down. Each one of these is a plot number. So our 50 EMA is MA1. We need plot 0 and plot 2. So we'll go here, we'll add 2 fields. We're going to call this 50 EMA, 150 EMA, and make these numbers because we have a number value coming in. You're going to make it dynamic. This one also, and we already said that it is TradingView plot number 0 for the 50 and TradingView plot number 1 for the 150. Now we're going to save that. Now we need variables for the 50 and the 150 EMA. So we'll create those now. Both of them are going to be numbers. So we got 50 EMA, 150 EMA. We're going to save those. Then we'll come back to our alerts and we can create an alert for this data. So we're going to take the alert and drag it into our entry rule. Now, if you already have the strategy setup done, it will have that data here. I'm going to make this so you can change things. You can change the coin, you can change the label, you can change the time frame. So we're going to have that symbol match whatever alert or whatever symbol you chose in the strategy setup. This one is we're going to set this to match the strategy variable. You're going to change that in the setup to whatever you want it to be. Same thing with the label, strategy variable label. Now here, when this alert comes through, you want to set the strategy variable 50 EMA to the custom alert 50 EMA, and you want to set the strategy variable 150 EMA to the custom alert 150. Now, when this alert comes into TradeLab from TradingView, it's going to change those variables to the value of the 50 and the 100. So remove these from here. What we can also do, just so we see those numbers coming in, make sure they're correct, we can set up that alert right. Well, I guess let's do this. We'll do strategy setup, Bybit, the symbol we're using Doge, call it, and we're going to do this on the 1 minute time frame. Continue, set up this alert. You notice that it changed over here in the variables already. So when you go into TradingView, you're going to copy your webhook, you're going to follow our instructions that we wrote in there. MA1 greater than value of 0. We'll do once per bar close, open-ended. Change our webhook, click on this, it will copy that, put it right here. Now we should start seeing that information come in to TradeLab. Also, since we're going to want to track this the entire time, like whether we're in a trade or not, we're going to copy this to the other side. Now, if you're in a trade, it will still be tracking that data here. So our next alert we need to create, let's look at our notes. So for data, we'll do the price tracking right now, and we need to swing high and low. So let's do current price. We're going to add an alert called current price. So we're going to go same thing. You want a value that is always there. So we're going to use plot 3 for the current price, but in the alert itself, you're going to use plot bar open greater than, and then a value of 0. So we'll write that into our strategy notes right here, greater than 0. We're going to change this to price data. So I've already used this before, but you would do the same thing where you're going to be using close. You can have this in there in case you want to use other information from the candles. I think for this trade, even in the rules itself, you either use the price of the previous candlestick or the swing higher swing. So we're going to save this the way it is. See, we got our label, time frame, it's all in there already. I should show you also that this is called price. That's already in there. You're going to want to make sure you have a different name than the last alert you made. So we'll also drag this alert over here, current price. Let's make a variable for price. It's going to be a number. So again, I'm going to change this information, even though this is already going to come through correctly, we're going to do it so you can make it, you can copy the template, make it unique yourself. Change this to variable, label, variable, time frame. Delete these. Now because I'm using plot 3, I want my variable for price to equal plot 3 when that number comes in, which is close. Okay. Sometimes if it's not showing up there, save it, quit, and go back in. Okay. Custom alert, close. Now, when this alert fires and the information comes into TradeLab, price will update to, well, I guess I need to set the alert up in TradingView. But we'll copy this to the other side because that's another number we're going to want to track. So move this down. So we're next to each other. Just have that coming in. Might as well set that alert up right now. So I've got plot bar open, greater than 0. We're going to change our webhook and copy and paste our message. Okay, there we go. There's our EMA data coming in. The next alert that fires for price should put our price into that variable, but now we know these are working. That's the value where the 150 EMA is and 50 if you go here right now. Okay, let's see what our next alert needs to be. We need our swing high and swing low. So we're going to go into alerts. When this leaves, create swing high, low data. So again, I have a template that, or an alert template that I came up with already. I'll show you how to make it yourself though. So in our swing high and swing low, we've got our label time frame set up. I went through here and looked at the numbers. These 4 numbers come through all the time. Lower high, higher low, lower high, lower high. So what we need to come into TradeLab and then stay there, it'll only come through for a bar. If you look right there, that you see the swing high number populated because this blue dot comes in. We want these swing high and swing low numbers to go to our variables and stay there until there's a new one. The way we're going to do that is we count what plot numbers all of this information is. 0, 1, 2. So 2 is swing high 1, 3 is swing low 1. You'll see that I did that here. And because the lower low is something that is always populating, or lower high, you could use whatever one of these you want. We'll just put in lower high. Say set and the swing high, let the indicator by, what was it? Matt to bitmax or something like that for high 0. So high 0. So now we got all our plots correct. You can check those for yourself in TradingView. I'm going to save that. So we also need to create variables for the information that we want. They're all going to be numbers. We're going to need swing high 1, swing high 2, swing low 1. You can do these however you want. This is just how I do it. They do need to be numbers too. Okay. Then we also need where those numbers are going to be stored. So swing low and swing high. So I'll show you how we're going to do this. We are going to go back to our alert. We are going to take our swing high, low data, and we're going to drag it over to our entry rules. We're going to scroll down here, and we want to set our variables. Swing high 1 to come from custom alert. Swing high 1, just right there. Set strategy variable swing high 2 equal to custom alert swing high 2. We need set strategy variable swing low 1 to custom alert swing low 1 and swing low 2. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Oh, that's going to mess with me. I'm going to fix that. Custom alert swing low 2. Now we're going to do the same thing we did over here. So if we want to use the same strategy on another coin, to change these to the variables. I'm going to remove these. Okay, that is set up. We are going to also copy this to the other side. Now, on top of that, we want when these variables are populated, we want it, whether it's swing low 1 or swing low 2, we want that number inputted in this variable for swing low. Same thing with the highs. So we're going to create another entry rule that says strategy variable swing low 1 is greater than 0. We want to set strategy variable swing low equal to strategy low 1. Now that number will populate in swing low. But I found that swing low 1 and swing low 2 fire at different times. So we're going to copy this rule. So we're going to copy this to the side. We're also going to copy this below. We're going to change this to 2. We're going to change this to 2 and this to 2. Now we're going to copy this to the other side. So these are going to still populate while we're in a trade also. Now we need a rule for swing high. So we're going to do 1. So we're going to do if swing high 1 greater than 0, set strategy variable swing high equal strategy variable swing high 1. Okay. Going to copy this to the other side also. We're going to copy below. We're going to change this to 2. Okay. And we're going to copy to the other side. So now that we've done that, we can make the alert and trading view for this also. So we start populating our numbers. Who knows? Maybe by the time we end this, we'll be able to actually get into a trade and see if it works. So I'm going to go back to my alerts, do our swing high data. I'm going to copy my webhook, swing high low, add alert. I'm going to choose greater than, going to do lower high, greater than 0, once per bar close. Make sure our webhook is right. We're going to copy these messages, create our alert. That should start putting data in there for us. On to the next one. So we have 50, 150. Now we need a stochastic. So we need something for the stochastic. For overbought, we're going to need overbought for shorts, oversold for longs. And then I guess let's do our sessions. So let's figure out how we'll do this. Let's see what the alerts are. So it appears plots 2 and 3 are London and New York is 1 and 2. Now we're going to see if those are always the same values. So here we're going to make a brand new one. We'll have to figure out how to create the alert here in a minute. Okay, so here, because we're creating a new one, we need this to be dynamic. Need this to be strategy variable, time frame, label, use. Oh, you know, we need 4 of them, so just delete these. Zero, 1, 2, 3. London is 1 and 2. 1, 2. So we've established that, or we've got our sessions data here. Now we need to figure out how we're going to create the alert in TradingView. Okay, I have a different idea for this because I believe they disappear at the same time. So I believe this is plot 0 and this is plot 2. So if we do alert for plot 0 being greater than 0, let's say 0.8 once per bar close. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're not going to do the sessions data. I'm going to remove this. What we're going to do is we're going to have a New York session open. I'm going to use my default alert here. So for New York, we've established that it's plots 0, 1, 2. So plot 2 and 3. So if this third plot is greater than 0.8, we wanted to come in and change a variable to true because those numbers always seem to be the same. Third plot greater than, right? Or is it 0? 0.8. 0.8. Save. Now we need a variable for New York open. We just need this to be true or false. And we need one for London open. Let's go back to our alerts. Copy this. Say closed. Less than 0.08. So I need to change that in the other alerts so it doesn't confuse you if you do this later. So we'll copy this. We'll make it for London first. Hot down, we'll do the same thing. Oh. London open. Make sure I made that close. Yep. Copy this. Change this one to London also. Session closed. Okay. Now we need to make our alerts over here. New York session open. New York session closed. London open. London closed. Do the same thing I did before. Just go through this quickly. We needed to set our strategy variable New York open to true. And we want to copy that to the other side so it's always watching. Now we need this to make that variable false. And copy it to the other side. London open true. And copy this rule to the other side because we need it in both places. This will be false. Copy to the other side. Okay. Now, I guess we'll set up our alerts. We'll just have that tracking. We'll do it now instead of later. And we're back in the alerts tab. So, third plot choice, greater than 0.08. So we're going to make the alert for New York sessions open. Make sure we're on the right coin. Make sure we're on the right time frame. So we go into sessions, plots, greater than. Once per bar close. Going to copy my webhook. Copy my message. Our session closed. Ah, crap. I don't know if I picked the right plot on that one. So, third plot down. See, this is something you have to be very careful of, especially if it doesn't list an actual name. So there's number 3. Save. Now, we can make the alert for the closed. Webhook should be the same, but we're going to copy it anyway just to make sure. Third one down. Less than. .08. Bar closed. Copy our webhook. And we'll do our London session, which is the first plot choice. So it should already be on there. This is open, so it's going to be greater than 8. Once per bar close. Again, this webhook should be the same, but we're going to copy and paste it just in case. Closed alert. Plot 1. Less than. Once per bar close. Sure our webhook is correct. Name. Created. Okay. Now we've got all of our variables over here. So we've got New York open, London open, open closed. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Now we need, we got our EMAs, we got our stochastic, we have our sessions. We need, stochastic is overbought. So we need a stochastic overbought, a stochastic oversold alert. So let's do that. So I guess we'll need a variable for true false for STO overbought. And oversold stochastic. Let's see. Well, let's get rid of these variables for now. Let's do a data variable. Okay, we're gonna do a data alert. Stochastic data. Now I'm gonna turn off this one just because it's blinding at the moment. So we want to record the values of the blue and the orange lines. Okay, so I guess I don't even need to open that alert right now. So it's plot 0 and plot 1. I would like to know what they're called. K and D. All right. So we're going to create a new alert template called stochastic data. I'm going to delete these. Oh, okay. We need those. So what is K? K is the blue line. D is orange. This will be a number, dynamic. These also have to be dynamic. Remember, these will be our variables. This is going to be plot number 0. Call that stochastic data. Now we need variables for new numbers. This will be blue line. Orange line. And we'll go back to our alerts. We're going to drag this into our entry rules. Need this to set the strategy variable blue line to the custom alert blue line. And set strategy variable orange line equal to custom alert orange line. So now that we have that info, we'll use that later. I'm going to write down what oversold over 80. So let's see, stochastic, all parameters are 5. Plus then 20. Okay. So we use that in our rules in a little bit. So both of them need to be oversold. This we can do with the data. Okay. That price crosses below 50. So we need an alert for price crossing the 150 line. And we also need 2 alerts for 50 EMA, one for crossing above and one for crossing below. So it'll be above for longs and below for shorts. So let's go in here. I think after this video, you guys are going to want me to just make these strategies for you. So let's call this price. See, the 150 is MA2. I think we'll do this once per minute because we just need that to trigger. So we're going to use this cross 150. I think I'm going to explain this in a minute, but I think since we only need, we're going to make this reset after each trade. I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. So we're going to do a variable True, false. Cross 150. Okay. There we go. Our swing high and low data is coming in now. That's good. So we'll set this, we'll do this alert over here. Make the alert in TradingView. So price crossing 50. I apologize if you can hear my dog barking in the background. When this happens, you're going to make this strategy variable true. Okay. I think we only need this on the buy side. Let's go ahead and create our alerts. We didn't do the stochastic data. We'll do that right now. And, oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't establish what we needed that alert to be. So I think we just do that one plot. Yeah, the first one greater than 0. Yeah. Because that number never goes below 1, I don't think. I guess we could do like -20 just in case, but I don't think it goes below that. But we'll put that up here. We just have to make sure that it's constantly feeding information into Tradelab. -20. Stochastic data, there we go, save. Now, can create that alert. Greater than -20, change our webhook. There we go. That data is coming in. Now we also want to do a price crossing. So for this, just crossing 10 and 1, May 2, once per minute. Okay. Change our webhook. Okay. Done with that for now. Then we also needed an alert for crossing up or down on the 50, right? Do MA1. Let's per bar close. Say cross up 50. I don't think we need variables for this. Just it has to be. I may need to check the rules again, but I think that's just going to be our trigger, and then we need one for crossing down. Down MA1. Okay, I'll make those alerts in a minute. Let's figure out how to make our strategy work. To short, we need the 50 below the 150, and then the price to pull back in to the 150. So we need a variable called look for short. So we're going to make our entry rule. So for this, we want the 50 EMA to be less than, so 50 EMA less than the 150. Oops, we need that to be a variable. So strategy variable, 50 EMA less than 150 EMA, make strategy variable look short true. We need look long also. And we'll have this make look long false. So we'll copy this. Look long. Change this to greater than. Change that to false. Look long to true. Here's our rules. We could do, we'll copy this to the other side so it tracks that all the time also. Took a little break and I looked back over the video at a couple of things. And one thing I noticed is that in order to take the short trade, you want to make sure that when price crosses back over the 150 that it's lower than the last swing high. So we can just add that in to our entry rule. But I'm still trying to figure out here what the best way to do this. I think if the 50 is less than the 150, we can also set the strategy trade settings side to sell. So that's going to change this right here. So if the 50 EMA is less than the 150, that should change this. And we're going to do the opposite for the long. We're going to, if the 50 is greater than the 150, we're going to set this to buy. So look for short, look for long. The next thing we are going to look for, I was looking at the chart, like it just happened right here, where it crossed over here, then it came back up into the 150, and then it crossed below. So this would have been a good short. Trying to find another example. Sorry, when I record, everything slows down, so that's where the editing is gonna come in, I think. So here, came down. So we got this cross like long before. Then when it breaks above, closes above, let's see if this... wait a minute. I wonder why this is false. I would think London would be open right now. Okay, we'll figure that out in a minute. Oh, so we still need an alert for the stochastic blue line crossing over. So blue must cross down on the orange for a short. So let's make that alert. So the K crossing down over the D. So we also have to do the blue crossing up. I'm going to make sure all of these things match. Sorry if I'm kind of all over the place. So the difficult thing is making everything work in your head and then making everything work on Tradelab. Sometimes it takes a few times. And I'm not sure how the quality is going to be on this video. I'm definitely taking recommendations on video editing software because this one slows down my computer so much and then crashes a lot. It makes it even slower than normal to set one of these strategies up, but hopefully you guys are getting something from it. So now we need to put these alerts into Tradelab. Okay. So when this happens, this is going to be for a short. So we only really need it to do anything. Let's see. So we want it to change the variable if it is overbought or close to overbought. So thinking, I don't know how many times Doge could be different. I don't know how many times it actually gets to over 80. So maybe we'll just look for the crosses over 70 and see what happens. Okay. So getting back to it, got this stochastic blue crossing down. This is for a short. We need to create a variable for stochastic overbought. It's going to be a true false variable. STOB. We could also do the same thing. So when we get the signal and when our strategy variables for orange line and for the blue line are greater than 70, sorry, saw some mistakes here. Fix those as we go. So we'll check it over at the end. So blue line crossing down, we're looking short. That's true. We want to set the variable for stochastic overbought to be true. That's only going to be on our entry rules. We don't need to be doing that over here in the orange side. So now we're going to do the opposite, or the same thing, I guess, for the crossing up. We need to look at the value that we want though. So since overbought is 20 here, maybe we'll do 30. So change this again. So we want strategy variable blue line, strategy variable orange line to be less than, oh, we said 30, right? Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll go with 30, see how it works. We also want this, for this to be set, we want to be looking long. And for that, we're going to set the oversold variable to true. Okay. And we need pullback. So we've got price crossing. Do we have price crossing up, the 50, price crossing down? So let's make our short rule. See, I don't have that alert in here yet. So we're going to take, this will be our short entry. So it's going to come from our price crossing down signal. Again, I'll change this so you can set it to whatever coin you would like. Symbol, label. Okay, so when this happens, we want strategy variable look short to be true. We also need overbought to be true, and we need to have had price cross the 150. Okay, so price crosses, looking short. So then, oh, we also want to make sure our sessions are in here. Let's see how we could do this, because we want it to go for either during the New York or London sessions. Okay, I think we need to make another variable for session open, true or false. So I think when, let's see, how are we going to do this? Okay, I got an idea. We're going to change this to a number value. So we still will do one session open. So if New York is true, London is false, then we're going to set that variable to 1. Okay. We're going to copy that to the other side because this is something we're going to want to keep track of the entire time. Also, I'm going to also copy this below. If this is true. So we're going to make this value 2. We're going to copy this to the other side. We're going to need 4 of these. So we're going to copy this below 3. So this one. Okay. Sorry. I had an interruption and technical difficulty, but I got it figured out. So now we're at session open 3. I have set strategy variable New York open to false, London open true, and then we'll have that make session open equal 1. We're going to do one more entry rule. We're going to say if strategy variable New York open is false, strategy variable London open is false, then session open is going to equal 0. Okay, copy this to the other side. I'm going to copy this to the other side. Now I want to move my short entry down. Okay, so for a short entry, we want strategy variable session open greater than or equal to 1. So far we've got the crossing down on the 50, look short is true. Stochastic went to overbought, that's true. Crossing the 150 is true. Sessions open 1. Then, oh, we also need the current price less than swing high. Okay. In our rule, stop at the swing high. Then we're going to place the order to be set up stop lines. Okay, we need a stop line and a take profit. So this is going to be our stop loss. We're going to do USD exact price, close position, market order, finish. We're going to add a take profit. Just one. Is also going to be USD exact price. Close position, limit order. We're going to save that. Okay. So now when our variable or our place order happens, we are going to set the stop line. Price equal to swing high. Okay. Now for the variables to do a 1 to 1.5 take profit, we're going to need 2 more. So I'm going to make one called temp math. I'm going to make one called entry price. So to do 1.1 to 1.5 risk to reward for this one, I'm going to set, let's see, our stop line is going to be higher than the entry price. So we're going to set strategy variable entry price equal to price. And let's see, temp math, we'll do swing high. Okay, so when you do the math, these are storing temporary numbers. If you do any kind of addition, subtraction, multiplication, it stores that number in the variable to the left. So to get the difference between the stop line price and swing high, we have to subtract temp math minus the entry price. Okay. Now we need to multiply that number, which is now in temp math, by 1.5. Now, because we're short, we're going to subtract that number from temp math. Oops, I'm sorry. This is going to be entry price minus temp math. Now we're going to make the take line price equal to entry price, because that's now where that new number is stored. Let's see if I need anything else. I believe that's it for our entry. Now I'm going to do the long entry. Put a rule for that. Well, you know what? Let's do it. Let's take our alert of the 50 crossing up, or price crossing up on the 50. Now we're going to do all the other things here. So we're going to look for, we need the strategy variable looking for a long be true. We need the price to cross the 50, or the 150. We need the oversold. Let's see, are we overbought or oversold? This one. That's overbought, so this one's oversold. Need sessions to be equal to or greater than 1. And we need the price greater than the swing low. So when this happens, place the order. We're going to set our stop price, the swing low. We are going to set temp math equal to swing low. That's it. Actually, I think we need to do this to price. Temp math is price. Then we're going to subtract temp math minus swing low. Then we're going to multiply temp math times 1.5. And we are going to add temp math to the price. Then we will set take price to temp. Okay, got our long and our short entry rule. Got all our variables. Should probably also in these when this happens. That's your variable 150 cross. False. We'll do that here also. Okay, so that'll reset it for the next trade. Make sure there's not another place that we should do that. Maybe on the EMA cross, there's the data. I think here we'll also set the cross to false. We should also set the stochastic cross to false. Short, so we want the overbought to be false. So here. And oversold. False also. Okay. We'll do the same thing on our trade entries. I don't know if you could hear the storm going on, right? Some loud rain. Okay. Now we can Look again. Okay. That should be 0 right now. I don't think London should be open. New York is definitely not open. I wonder if that would come in as null. I may have to look at that. If a plot is null, then that would be what makes it false. Let's see when the last time one of those alerts came in. We'll save this. Alert history. Let's see, for Doge. See, that had to be around 5. So 4 o'clock central time. It's 2 a.m. to 4 p.m. So between 2 a.m. and 4 p.m., we're looking for trades. Wonder if there's a way to do that with us. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Instead of using the sessions data, we're going to do an active start time. This is much easier. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. 2 a.m. 4 p.m. Enable schedule true. Okay. So now we got to get rid of our sessions data. We're going to remove this, remove this, remove this. All that work for nothing. See, the reason I even thought to do this is because that variable was not working the way I was hoping. So we saw another way you could do it. We just would have to figure out what it is that causes that value to be the 0 with the line through it. I'm pretty sure that's null, but not positive. So I'll probably leave that the way we did this session stuff, because it is a good way for you to use variables, like having multiple things equal a number so you can have options. Okay, that stuff is all good. Let's get rid of the alerts we don't need. New York, close, London. Okay. Variables that we don't need anymore. We don't need the sessions open, London open, New York. Okay, now it appears that everything else is working correctly. I am going to do 2% on, so let's do 1% on 3x just to see what happens. The percentage market. Okay, we're off until 2 a.m. Oh, crap. Okay, I guess we wait, save it. It's active. Once I see this at least take a trade and I make sure that it's going semi-correctly, I will share this in the community browser. And if you guys have any input, changes, questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you have any strategies you want to see set up, leave them in the comments below. Tell me what you want to see video-wise, because this is going to be very long. And hopefully it's helpful. I need to find a better recording software because this makes my computer very laggy. So I'm going to do my best to edit it so it's not just mind-numbingly boring. But yeah, let me know what you guys want. And hopefully this helped you out. All right, I'll see you in the next video.